How the heck did we get here? How the heck did we get to a place where we are so divisive, where we are canceling anything and everyone, where we are literally going after each other, where nothing is off limits, where we believe in censorship, where we believe people don't have the right to speak? How did we get right here? How did we get to be a place where we've got cities burning to the ground while reporters say it's a mostly peaceful protest? How did we reach a point where QAnon members were raiding the Capitol on the day that they were counting the electoral votes? How did this happen? Well, lucky for you, I actually have the answer as to how this happened. It happened after years and years and years of breeding dissent. It's happened after years and years and years of calling for violence. It's happened after years of denying election results. It's happened for years of the way that Republicans and Democrats have behaved. Oh yes, you've heard me right. There is not just one side to blame here. It's not just because of Democrats. It's not just because of Republicans. It's because of all of you. And here's the proof. First, we've had politicians calling for violence for a long, long time. Listen to soon-to-be Majority Leader Chuck Schumer just a few short years ago.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Ooh, you will pay the price. You will face the whirlwind if you go through with these decisions, naming Supreme Court justices by name. Quick question. Did that sound like a threat to you? Or because Chuck Schumer's a Democrat, was that just hyperbole? I don't know. I keep getting confused here with the lack of consistency. Look at what Congresswoman Presley had to say during the riots in 2020.
To be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives. And unfortunately, there's plenty to go around.
So there should be unrest in the streets because there is unrest in our lives, and there's plenty of unrest to go around. Okay, so the unrest back then was okay because she said it was okay. Oh, because it was Black Lives Matter, it was okay. Oh, see, back then we hated the police, but now flash forward to January 2021, and all Democrats are hemming and hawing about is how we needed more police, more National Guardsmen. Can I tell you why there weren't more National Guardsmen on the scene on January 6th? Because Mayor Bowser didn't want it. She didn't like the way it looked. She didn't want to see National Guardsmen with guns in their hands. No, because remember, she was part of the problem saying that police and law enforcement and the military were an issue. In fact, those were the same Democrats who had a fit when the National Guard was sent to federal courthouse buildings in Chicago, in Seattle and in Washington, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. Yes, they had a fit about it, saying that their presence actually increased more of the violence. Wow. Well, let's hear from America's sweetheart, AOC, shall we?
We need to occupy every airport. We need to occupy every border. We need to occupy every ICE office.
Oh, we need to occupy everything. Okay, every ICE office, we're supposed to occupy? You mean we're supposed to go in there unannounced, unwelcomed? We're just supposed to go in and occupy and take over to make sure our voices are heard? Interesting. In fact, there has just been a slew of violent rhetoric from politicians for at least 4 years now. Don't believe me? Let's roll the tape.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
Would I like to debate this gentleman? And I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
You got to be ready to take a punch. You got to be ready to throw a punch.
You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Everyone should take note of that on both levels, that they're not going to let up, and they should not.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
With this kind of inspiration, I will go and take Trump out tonight.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you.
It does you any good running away from Donald Trump. I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
So you just heard politician after politician, whether it's Hillary Clinton saying, you can't be civil with these people, you need to fight back. Whether it's Nancy Pelosi, little 80-year-old Nancy Pelosi saying, you need to learn to give a punch and take a punch. Huh, interesting. Doesn't seem like anyone had that rhetoric on January 6th. No, there's just been mass outrage. Why has there been mass outrage? Because what happened on January 6th was very, very wrong. Lying to people and having them believe that the election could be overturned on January 6th was very, very wrong. But the fact that you're surprised that people got angry, the fact that you're surprised that people got mad, the fact that you're surprised that people are sitting there saying, no, I'm going to use my voice, how can you be shocked at that when you look at what's happened over the last 4 years? You know what? We have had for the last 4 years people claiming that elections aren't authentic. Check out this tweet. Oh yeah, it says our election was hijacked. There's no question. Congress has a duty to protect our democracy. Follow the facts. Guess what? That wasn't from Donald Trump. That was from Nancy Pelosi. What? See, the Democrats have been sowing the seeds of doubt in the electoral process for months. They've been screaming impeachment for months. They've been screaming Russia for months. They've been screaming up the top of their lungs for months. Injustice, fight back. We've been hearing it for months on end. And now they act like they're just shocked that conservatives would fight back. Mind you, what conservatives did, January 6th, repugnant, awful, should have never happened. Should have never happened. You should have never been lied to. But why are we acting like it's just so freaking shocking that we arrived right here? Because we've been denying the truth for a long time. We've been denying science. That's right. The left says it's okay to believe that there are not 2 genders, that there are many genders, and that you can choose your gender, even though science blatantly denies that. Oh, but those conservatives, they don't want to take wearing a mask seriously. They're science deniers. Interesting. See, the name calling and the rhetoric has been going on for a long, long time, and we have just reached a boiling point. And I'm frustrated and I'm angry that we're here where we are right now because, my friends, we're being canceled one by one, whether you did anything wrong or not. Whether you did anything wrong or not. Let's take Twitter, for example. Can I show you some of the hate that we've seen on Twitter? Oh, arrest Trump. Not enough. Kill Trump. If you type in kill Trump in Twitter right now, you will see it is trending and it has several tweets. Let's see some more. I hope all the Trumpers out there all die of COVID. God, that was so kind and friendly. I love it. Did you know that Hang Mike Pence was trending on Twitter for days and days? There were more than 14,000 tweets about it. God, isn't that all awfully violent? It sure is. Yet if you talk to freaking Jack Dorsey at freaking Twitter, what does he have to say? Oh, we're going to be silencing all of it. We're going to silence not just real Donald Trump. We're going for all the conservatives. We need to silence it. Well, I didn't see anybody silencing Representative Eric Swalwell, freaking brain trust that he is, when he decided to liken Donald Trump to freaking Osama bin Laden. He said Osama bin Laden didn't really come here on American soil when he came and attacked us. And Donald Trump's words are responsible, just like Osama bin Laden. This is disgusting. Disgusting. They want to silence you. They want to cancel you for whatever you've said, whatever you've done, whatever you believe in, even if it's fairly freaking benign. Like the calls for the expulsion of the little kid who became a congressman, Morgan Cawthorn in North Carolina. That's right. We have Democrats right now who've sent a letter to Nancy Pelosi saying that basically they want him to be expelled from the Congress because they say that his tweets and things that he had talked about in the past incited violence. Let me show you a quick video of one of the things that they say incited violence that Representative Cawthorn allegedly said. Watch this.
And so everybody, I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you. Please get on the phone, call your congressman, and feel free to, you can lightly threaten them. And say, you know what, if you don't start supporting election integrity, I'm coming after you, Madison Cawthorn's coming after you, everybody's coming after you.
You can threaten them lightly, say that we're coming after you. Well, what does that mean? Was that hyperbole? Does that mean that we're coming after you in the elections and we're going to try to run better candidates? What did that mean? How did that incite violence? How did a kid in a wheelchair incite violence? Seriously, he is a child. I don't know if he should be in Congress. He says a lot of great things. I don't know if children should be there, though. But at the end of the day, why are we trying to expunge him? Is it because he's a rising star? Why haven't we ever tried to expunge Maxine Waters for all the vile and vitriol that she has spewed? God, that's never come up once. Check this out. Over at Harvard, Harvard students are passing along a petition right now to revoke Trump graduates of their freaking diplomas. That's right. They don't think Dan Crenshaw or Ted Cruz or Kayleigh McEnany should be allowed to have the degrees that they earned because they're Trump supporters. First off, Dan Crenshaw has been one of the biggest Republicans for saying everything that happened on January 6th was wrong. He was not in support of any of it, and he's the one who kept saying, hey, you've been lied to. So why are you going after Crenshaw? Huh? Doesn't make 1 ounce of sense. They just want to cancel anyone who is associated with the right because they don't want you to be able to speak. They don't want your ideas to be put out there. But because a bunch of idiots on January 6th took it to the extreme, guess what? Now all of us have the right to be silenced. It happens that quickly in authoritarian, fascist government systems. And while we are a democratic republic, my friends, we've got businesses and companies like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and others acting in a fascist and totalitarian way. Listen, they're even going after celebrities who've done nothing wrong at all. Get this. Daily Beast was going after Matthew McConaughey, saying he has been flirting with the alt-right. Look at that. It'd be a lot cooler if Matthew McConaughey wasn't flirting with alt-right darlings. How has he flirted with alt-right darlings? Well, according to the Daily Beast, he has gone on freaking Joe Rogan to promote his memoir, Green Lights. Because Joe Rogan is definitely alt-right. The guy who supported freaking Bernie Sanders. You're right. You're right. He's so alt-right, that Bernie Sanders supporter. What the fudge? What are we doing? McConaughey has been very outspoken about his Christian faith and has also been the subject of left-wing ire, referring to Trump as our president shortly after he took office. They don't like that. So now you're telling me we can just go after anyone just because, well, you don't like us. Let me tell you, Republicans bear some of the blame for all that happened on January 6th. But Democrats carry a ton of the blame for what's happened the last 4 years. And they all of a sudden have freaking denial that it ever existed, that it ever occurred. No. They weren't sitting there saying, wow, Minneapolis is burning, peaceful protests. No, they were exactly the ones saying that. People are wondering why people won't take the vaccine. I don't know. Was it because Cuomo and Biden and Kamala Harris, they all said they weren't going to take a vaccine that was made under the Trump administration? And now because Joe Biden's gotten it twice, we should just all fall in line? Like now we can believe him? Now we can listen to him? Now he's freaking reputable?